The topic, baby fighting, that corporal punishment should be allowed in schools. First, we'll walk the plank, be our seniors from the SBC debate crew, ready to show us their ships. With the first pirate, Riley Barbosa, who will be the first pirate to sail the seven seas. Their second crewman will be Aidan Warren Scarrow. Then finally, Fletcher Elizabeth Swan, as the second sailor to hold the deck. And now, for the bloodthirsty pirates attempting to intercept our beloved, kind, strong, intelligent, inspiring, charismatic, and charming crew. First to walk the plank for the swashbuckling Scandinavians is the dreaded Scoothill Kraken. Supporting him from the Principality of Scandinavia is our Davy Callboy Jones. And finally, from the outskirts of Siberia, she be known as Tiadizi Dharma. Please give these teachers a round of applause. These pirates got to do it all without swashbuckling, and the teachers only got 10 minutes to prepare. Remember, pirates, keep the treasure in the tech. Remember when I say argue the topic, not the person. They got 5 to speak, and Davy Jones Walker will only let them speak for 5 minutes, with one bell going at 3 minutes, and 2 going at 5. May the best pirate dance the hempen. The supporting sailors up the top, there are old Charlie Willis, who's sharing the jewel, and Captain Hungry Dog Eli from the Hungary, keeping an eye on the time. Thank you to Captain Potter for making this duel possible and helping us scallywag prepare for the amazing debate. Can we please give the Sea Dog Potter a round of applause for our dedication?
Good morning, gentlemen. Let's do that. Okay. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, sir. Fantastic. Can I just, right from the get-go, put in an official protest on this? I've been told 10 seconds ago that I'm involved in the debate. We have 10 minutes to prepare it, but I've got to come up and do a principal's address while they go prepare it. Came in here at 8 o'clock this morning to see the students already having the topic, obviously, and preparing their speeches. So this is a stitch up, and just in case that it doesn't go the way of the staff, I would like to put an official protest, and I'll be the judge, adjudicator, and the decision maker. So we'll see how we go. Looking forward to that. I haven't seen this one, but I hear it's outstanding, and I understand that I need to be very aware of Mr. Skew's thoughts, comments, so I'm interested to hear what that goes and what he says there. All right, look, boys, the school has a certain rhythm, and we're into this term 4, or the season of term 4, and it's fantastic. I really personally enjoy term 4 because we come to an end of an academic year, we look at a year where we've grown across our personal selves, in our physical growth, in our maturity and so forth, and then we have the opportunity to celebrate all of our achievements in the classroom, on the sporting fields, and across the entire college campus. And of course, finally, we then take the opportunity to farewell our Year 12s as they bring their chapter of their story in this great school to a conclusion. So it's a great term. I'm really looking forward to seeing how we do this. So all the best, and remember that it doesn't finish until November, and so I encourage you to work hard as you're concluding your semester of studies. I just want to quickly talk about two events that I've been involved in that I'd like to share with you. One was the end of last term, and we had the sad news of Ben Burke passing, the sudden passing of Ben. And people here would obviously know Ben, and of course a lot of staff did too. Now, I didn't have the privilege to meet Ben, but I went to his funeral representing the school. The place was packed, and obviously spoke volumes of how he was loved by his family and well respected by his peers and so forth, and the place was packed. And as funerals are, they're really sad occasions, of course, as you mourn the passing of anybody. But it also gives people the opportunity to be thankful for having that person in their lives, and it's a time where you celebrate that life, whether it be short-lived or whether it be somebody elderly and so forth. Why I bring that situation up was because at the end of the funeral, his classmates ended up doing a guard of honour, and as the hearse was going, they broke into that college song, and it was really powerful, and for people there, it was really touching. And I was going to say, it's not the right word, I was very proud of them, but it's probably not the right word. It was just really special. And it was an occasion where they were coming to celebrate this life and to do their farewells, that they chose to begin this college song, which meant something to them. And the fact that this was a thing that brought them together, this is a thing that they wanted to share with a great audience, and that was the thing that bound them together. And I found that really touching and really special. And the second one was just on the weekend, we had the old boys from 1968 turn up. So these guys, it was about 30, and with their partners, there was a cohort of about 60 people that had dinner on Saturday night. But they came here on Saturday and they had a look around the school, and these guys were in their 80s. And I just want to publicly acknowledge that there were 6 guys from the boarding house who, donned these, and they sat there patiently and they spent their whole morning taking these guys around and their families around this great school. And then these guys then went and had lunch with the boarders, and their comments, they were absolutely blown away with this place and with the offerings that we now provide you as students as compared to their days. They came up with stories of how they built an amphitheatre that we're resurrecting as we speak, and some people may see that, which is on the other side of the car park in front of the school. They talked about how they built that rock wall down along the pathway, and they really had a love for this place. And for the majority of them, they were boarders. I think in those days there would have been only probably one gentleman there who was a day student, which is all the difference with that. But they have a saying in our boarding school: arrive as strangers, leave as brothers. And here we are 50 years on, and these guys have come together, and I thought we might get about 8 guys being that age, and as life passes, people pass on or go into state. But they got 30 people back here for that event. And you could see that there was a real connection and a binding and a love for this place. And so, whether it being the 2015 Old Boys from a couple of years ago, or ones from 50 years ago, you could see there's a real sense of pride in the school. So I raise that because I keep reminding you, you are part of a tradition and part of a place that is really special. You're walking out of here with that tie and that uniform on, and it means something not only to you, but for the people who have worn that uniform as well. And the majority of comments I received from those 1968 boys was how decent the students are. They said great facilities, but the majority of comments I got from those blokes was how decent the students were who they had the opportunity to meet. And you are our greatest asset. You are the school. As I said, our staff, our students, our people are this college. And we're very proud of it, and you are the college and you represent this place well. And picking up on Mr. Horan's comments about you self-manage, you do it well. So thank you to those boys, thank you to everybody involved in showing those blokes around on the weekend, and thank you to what you're doing in this place and trying to be the best version of yourselves. Okay, it's my privilege also, while they're preparing, still cranky about that, it's also my privilege this year, or not this year, but this moment, to introduce to you the leaders for 2019. So as we are looking to conclude the Year 12s in literally a month's time, we are now looking to prepare for the great year ahead. And we had last term 6 guys get up here and speak to you as they put their hand up for leadership, and they did an outstanding job. And when I heard them, as I said, no matter who we picked, we were going to be in a really good space. I say, and I'm saying this to our Year 11s. Each and every one of you will be seen to be a leader next year leading the school community. There will be some boys who will have the official badge that they'll do the public things and get up here and run assemblies and so forth. And they'll be expected to live up to that responsibility and expectation. But for the whole cohort of Year 12 next year, you will be responsible to support and lead those 3 boys, but also to lead the rest of the community in all the ways that Year 12 have done this year. So, without any ado, the structure we're doing this year, we'll have for 2019, we'll have a school captain and 2 vice captains. And it's my absolute privilege to call out the following boys. So our first vice captain for 2009 is Luke Selwood. Could you please come forward? Our second vice captain for 2019 is Chase Domain Bill. It's my privilege today to introduce you the community, the next school captain for 2019, Joseph O'Brien. Okay, so I also would like to sincerely thank all those boys who are involved in that process. Thank you for your voting. Thanks to the staff to engage in the voting as well. As exciting this year was in regards to a very successful year, I'm really also looking forward to a great year next year. So once again, put your hands together. All right, just finally before I finish, just a big congratulations and well done. We've got a group at the moment down in Melbourne on immersion. A big thank you to all those involved in the Pine Fest on the weekend. There was a lot of people involved in the music, in setting up the float and the staff that manned the stall. Also I'd like to acknowledge again those who helped out in the 1968 Old Boys. There was a big contingent that went away last week in regards to Your Touch, so a big thank you to that and representing the college. And of course we've got the Rugby Sevens coming up and also our junior cricketers heading up to Tampa, so all the best to those 2 teams. Okay, finally this morning before we go into the great debate, last week I received plans of the new stage 2. So if you look up to the left, the golf area, we're looking to redevelop that. And so we got some plans here on on Friday. I'll share that with you. It's an architect's drawing of what it will look like, which will start work over the holidays. And secondly, we're getting lights for the oval. We're going to have significant lights which would be the standard for a Q Cup, and they're going to put it on the ovals over the holidays, so when you come back those lights will be in place and we'll be commencing work on the stage 2 of the hall. So with that, I'll ask Sir to put this up. That's the front of the hall looking over to the oval. Viewing platform with flank out from the function room, up the stairs, which will be the side. We're moving into an archive area where we'll celebrate our history. So they'll come up into a foyer, so we'll be able to have all that archive stuff in the library, which will be located to there. We then go into a meeting room, which will be in the corner here, where we have different types of meetings, overlooking that beautiful view of the ovals and the mountains. Don't ask what that costs. We'll have a toilet up there. There'll be an area where we're doing exams as we break into the big room here. So we'll have exams rooms, we'll have a few group meetings and obviously different functions. So all glass breaking out onto the viewing platform. Air conditioned looking over into the basketball courts. We need disability access, so there'll be a ramp running up the back of here, right up to the back door, which will be located, as you know, over here. We then break into another foyer. As you know, we're very proud of our art and so forth, so we'll have areas where we can display works, your works. And then, of course, we'll be walking along this promenade where we'll paint a lot of our history and different honour boards and everything along the walkway leading back to the entrance area. So there you go. So that's in the next couple of weeks to engage the builder, and then we'll start working out timelines and we'll start getting that going in the early year. Secondly, before I finish, back this way. CPAC, the gentleman this week, so you'll have workers, that'll be a construction area, and you're not allowed to go into the roped off space, and then commencing the holidays, we'll start taking out all the furniture, lifting up all the carpet, and we're going to put new chairs, new furniture, new carpet, and new design in there paint-wise. So that should hopefully, fingers crossed, be ready for the 2019 academic year. So works on happening in that space over the holidays. Thanks very much.
Just before the great debate starts, fill you in on something else that's happening in the school at the moment. At the moment, the head of Northern Region EREA is in the office, and the head of Human Resources from Melbourne is over in our office as well. Now, both of those people are here to interview parents, staff members, middle leaders of the college leadership team in regards to my performance as a deputy principal over the last 5 years. It's called an appraisal. As part of that particular appraisal, they will also be interviewing a number of students. All right, so I've picked students from year 7 through year 12 who I know I have a relationship with, who will be able to reflect on my performance as a deputy principal. So if I read your name out, can you please make sure you go to the boardroom at 10 a.m. this morning. You'll meet as a group, and those two men will ask you questions about my particular role in the school. So Cassidy Simpson, Charlie Hemmings, Malachi D, all from my maths class, and you guys go up there at 10. Boys who I've worked with in the academic performance monitoring, Jacob Jarrett and Brent Anderson. You guys can go. A couple of boys from my basketball team, Michael Young and Tyrese Armack. And our college captains and one other senior, Billy Collins, Steele Howard, Fletcher Kendall and Keegan Simpson. And you guys be there at 10 o'clock. Now, Rudd Choice and Jacob Pruitt did volunteer for that. And I thank you guys for your suggestions and offer of assistance. But I'll be clear.
I would now like to welcome Riley Barbosa from the Affirmative team.
Hello. Today's generation of children have come to be known as sniffing students not like you. Many of whom feel as though they are not even learning. This inevitably results in disruptive students that not only don't want to learn, but also pull other students down with them. Sure, we may have a response to thinking classroom, but it simply does not work, and reoffenders are right. If anything, for many it is just another get out of class and alienates the students being punished from his buddies, making him have an even greater resentment. And suspension is no better. It is essentially a mini vacation. What we need is a better sort of stewardship. Dear teachers, I present you the cane, a lesson no one will dare forget. All my means is corporal punishment. Corporal punishment promotes...
The first speaker of the event for 3 minutes and 11 seconds.
I would now like to welcome Tia Lizzie Jama from the Executive.
Good morning, everyone. Can you please raise your hand if you received any form of corporal punishment this morning before you arrived at school? I actually feel sorry for you because certainly no one in my family did, and we all had a great morning. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity today, gentlemen. It's greatly appreciated. But seriously, Riley, you said that the only way you would learn not to touch the stove was to touch it. Well, I'm 20 nearly twice, and I know I've never touched the stove. And I know that because my mother told me that it would hurt me. So I've done this thing that I think what your team is talking about has been forgotten. I listened. I learned. I respected what the older people told me. And I've never ever had to experience any physical pain. Now, I'm in a privileged position here at this school as the head of Year 12, because if corporal punishment existed, I'd be unemployed. Point of the fact, so I don't think it ever needs to come back, because by me having a job here at this school, which is dealing with children and teaching them and learning them and showing them the right way to act, if I didn't have that job, my children would be hungry. Right? I wouldn't be able to go and buy new things, because someone would just flog someone and we'd move on. Now, being in my job for quite a while, I've realised that there are plenty of other effective forms of punishment, as you so eloquently put it, that can be dealt with. We can withdraw your privileges. You don't get to play sport in the afternoon, you can have a detention, you can spend a weekend with Mr. Horn or Mr. Cooper. You can do some extra homework. We can have a conversation with your parents, you can be grounded at home. We can make you sit in a little tiny room, and none of that is leaving any physical trace of abuse. I know I'm extremely grateful that in my role I don't have to deal out any corporal punishment. I'm a picture of fitness. If I had to deal out corporal punishment, I'd need to be in the gym to build up enough muscle to be able to whip that jack hard enough to get you to listen to what you need to be doing. And I'm grateful that I get to spend my spare time with my family, not working out my muscles to be able to flog somebody here at school. I know in my classes, we work together as a group. If you don't have a pencil, we trade a mobile phone. Could you imagine sitting in one of these three fellows' classrooms? You don't have your pencil, which is a majority of you sitting here this morning, they just turn around and flog out. I think it needs to be gone, and you'll agree to. Have a good day.
The first speaker of the negative team spoke for 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Call forward the second speaker of the affirmative team, Aidan Warren Sparrow.
And I'm motivated. But before I begin, let me point out one of the obvious positions I've taken. The first speaker has stated that, of course, we can listen. Of course, people listen to their parents and videos. But how many of us here actually listen to our parents? When your parent tells you don't do something, that's just an incentive to go and do it. I should know.
motivation is such a faraway concept for many. It is the reason for acting or behaving a particular way. As such, you are unmotivated, you are lazy and self-indulgent because you do not have the miracle that is corporal punishment. Since the removal of corporal punishment, it has been identified that Australian children are getting younger. And with education being left in the hands of the students rather than the teachers, according to the definition of child-centered learning, students are less motivated than ever. And one of the reasons, if only to motivate the masses towards intelligence and education. Obviously now, more than ever, people need a firm, guiding hand to keep them on track. And that hand is best if it is using the cane. With the cane reintroduced, students will be more motivated to do better at school, or at least come up with more convincing excuses for not having their homework done than "I didn't feel like it." To sum up, with corporal punishment reinstated, then students would be far more motivated to do work and not slack off. The gain of a better work ethic and better results outweigh the individual student's desires for it to be an easier path. After all, no cane, no gain. As mentioned, if you are a slacker and you are a lazy, self-gratifying waste of oxygen, with the miracle that is corporal punishment, this will all change. And you have the potential, to get a job. You have the potential to live a good life. You have the potential to be great. When I see you working at Macca's, I'll know you needed a cane. Thank you.
I would now like to call forward the speaker of Cracker.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Just as I am a reformed smoker and have a hatred of people who continue to smoke, I'm a reformed jacker. Now, that expression mightn't be too familiar to some of you lads, but anyone about my age or even a bit younger who went to a Christian Brothers school knows exactly what that means. Now, it was called something else at the school that I went to, but I remember I worked at one Christian Brothers school. It was like an EREA school of kinds. And the first thing that a kid said to me when I walked in the door, he said, "Sir, do you jack?" And I thought, "Geez, you nasty little boy." What sort of question is that? But the first thing that the principal of that school gave me was this. A beautiful bit of equipment. Now, it's a really lovely bit of leatherwork, and I can tell you, I use this with gay abandon. That school, like this school, was populated with a very large number of what can only be described as social reprobates. And my experience was this: it didn't make a bit of damn difference to those boys. It really didn't. In fact, no difference at all. But before I go on, I just have to address some of the things that young Aidan there said. Aidan tried to convince you that if your parents tell you to do something, then it's just an invitation not to do it. Well, his own behaviour, as I observe it, is very, very different. I happen to know that every fortnight his mother tells him to mow his grandmother's lawn, and he does it. He even gets the tree around. He weeds the gardens. He also said that this kind of thing, he can motivate students. Now in my classroom in Seat 8, I've got 2 teaching companions, Mr. and Mrs. Stick, and I can tell you, it doesn't motivate the little buggers at all. It's not one bit. It hasn't improved their grades. Poor old Mrs. Stick got an injury, she accidentally bumped into somebody, and broke an arm. So she's no longer fit for purpose. But my point really simply today is this, that corporal punishment is just not practical. As Mr. Easy alluded to, you know, she'd have to spend a bit of time with the chin, you know, to prepare herself for the administration of corporal punishment. I mean, like, if I was allowed to use this young fellow again, I'd have a repetitive strain injury. I seriously would. I just do it for fun, of course, knowing that it wouldn't make any difference. You know, I'm just that sort of person. You know, nothing like a bit of misery is there. But the facts are these. You cannot beat ignorance out of a child. It's impossible. It's just a natural psychological predisposition. Some people are ignorant because they were born ignorant. And it's never going to change. I always like to say that, you know, when some kid's rude, wantonly rude. What do I always say to them? I say, look, did your parents teach you manners? And they always go, yes. Sometimes I think they're lying, of course, but and I sort of say to them, look, you know, you're either just, you know, willfully ignoring your parents, or otherwise you weren't taught them. It's one or the other. Manners can change, those sorts of things can change. Ignorance can't, motivation can't. Some people are sloths, they're sloths. Nothing's going to change them. There are, of course, stuff it, let's take into a bit of lesson too, shall we? There you're all whinging over there, the 3 wise monkeys, the 2 But this is my second point, a whole lot more effective means of behavioural management. Now, one school where I worked, there was a counsellor, and his name was Brother Jim. And I had this fellow in companion, you know, and I'd whack kids around. Fun, but not effective, of course. And the worst threat that I could make to a kid was half an hour of pastoral care with Brother Jim. It was a frightening prospect. Brother Jim was a rather, I suppose he could sort of like fashion rather probing questions to explore the motivation of certain students' behaviours, and they used to squirm. They hated it. They just could not bear half an hour of pastoral care. Even here, I suppose I've often threatened, you know, like, oh, you've got some serious issues, I'm going to book you into the counsellor mandatorily. They don't like that threat. And it seems to modify their reprobate behaviour. Anyway, I'll sign off here. But just remember this. Corporal punishment is neither practical nor effective. It's entertaining for the teacher, of course, but it has no valid educational purpose or value. I'll leave it there.
The second speaker of the negative team spoke for 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
I would now like to welcome Fletcher Elizabeth Swan.
the era of school shootings, toddlers acting like presidents, Logan Paul v. KSI, and Tide Pods. Now, the Tide Pod challenge, to those that are not pop culturally informed like I am, is when you take a washing detergent that looks like a lolly, and like a lolly, you try and eat it, which was a strange challenge that went through YouTube. Of course, what they did, they didn't do twice, showing that you can, one, learn from pain, and that pain is an effective teacher to them. Of course, there are the slow ones, which did it twice. But another lesson in life that provided pain was the good old cane. So, as they say, no cane, no gain. Good morning, my fellow compatriots. My name is Fletcher Kendall, here to confirm that we should bring back corporal punishment. Today I'll wrap up all my team's arguments and in a nice little bow. Before I do this, I believe the opposition has made a few misconceptions around this topic. Mrs. Deasy has said she would have to work out to use the cane. But this is a good thing, isn't it? To work out is healthy. What? It is a good thing. To work out is good. Mrs. Deasy has also said that everyone listens to their parents. Of course, as you proved, they do. However, it is very tempting to not listen and do what they have you not to do, told you not to do. Such as the Tide Pods. Everyone said, don't eat the Tide Pod. Yet it was a huge challenge that everybody did. The second speaker, Mr. Scusaw, said that it doesn't make a difference. However, since the removal of corporal punishment, disruption in class has increased, demonstrating that the cane might have provided some form of immediate limitation on disruptions in class. The second speaker has also said it is fun to be kids. However, this is only good as it motivates the teacher to teach better. The second speaker has said that Aiden's mother tells him to go mow his grandmother's lawn. But Aiden only does it for the money. He doesn't do it for anything else but the money. Now on to my argument. Since I'm a smart cookie, I'm going to hit you with the hard, cold facts. More than 44% of Australian students said that there is noise and disorder in class. I saw the survey. It said, does disruption and noise appear every time in class? 44% said yes. This means that the problem is discipline. And here is the simple solution for teachers, would be to just give those clowns a good old lesson in life. Now, just another quick fact for you about how discipline affects learning is a quote from Dr. Sue Thompson, who said that according to the Transit International Maths and Science Study, there was a clear relationship between the achievement of Australian students and discipline, where discipline problems associated with lower grades. In other words, good behaviour means good grades. Therefore, giving those undisciplined children a good old lesson in life will create higher achievements. I don't know about you, but no cane, no gain. Another great thing about the cane is that it motivates and it gets rid of the softies. We have an epidemic of lazy people, but the cane is a very effective method of fixing that. However, as much as I would love to talk about motivate, the softies are what I would like to speak about. The ones that get angry over everything. Over life. For example, the people who throw tantrums over things called Szechuan sauce from Rick and Morty, or how people get angry because people don't believe that the earth is flat. Or the angry vegans saying that it's not food, it's violence. As people are enjoying a great meal at Macca's. These people, what they need to be told that they're being irrational. And then a good old lesson from the teacher in tolerance. The cane, because they probably need it more than the students. In sum, the cane, it teaches lessons, it motivates, it doesn't waste time, and it creates tolerant people. Remember kids, no cane, no gain. Thank you.
4 minutes and 57 seconds.
I would now like to welcome Davey Corboy-Jones.
Look, I've got notes here everywhere, so look, I'm just going to quickly go through it. Riley, I'd be sitting there absolutely appalled. His description of you guys is that you're narcissistic, self-centered, and so on. Now, I thought things like innovative, inspiring, good human beings would probably be a better description. But anyway, and so your solution is to belt them into submission. Let's have this dog-eat-dog world of I'm the strong, I've got the power, I'm going to belt you into submission. It's actually against the law of the land, so I think they termed it in law. Then I had Aidan, he then went on further to say, he's not saying that, but never ask a question unless you know the answer. Okay, so when you said, and our point was about, we can learn through listening, and our students learn by listening. Let's show a show of hands, how many boys actually listening to their parents. The hands said the story. Basically, never asked a question unless you know the answer, so you actually helped us prove our point about the importance of listening. And then thirdly, he followed in by saying that you guys are getting dumber and dumber. So not only narcissistic, self-centered, you're actually getting dumber. We have a different point as staff here. And then of course, Fletcher then went on to put, you literally have to belt these clowns into submission. So their view of students and what is required is a really interesting take, and I'd actually be sitting there going, seriously? This is how we are viewed, that we need to be belted into submission, break the laws of the land and let staff assault us so you can learn. So there's a few things there that I would have a concern with as the principal of the college, that would be the mentality of people and the students before me, that's what we think of you. And therefore, using corporal punishment is the only way that we can get you to learn. So our points were quite simple. Hey, we can learn through listening. There's other ways to behave and manage people than belting them and breaking the laws. Okay? So our points were, we don't have to go touch a stove to realise it's going to hurt. We can actually learn by listening to those who are more knowledgeable. The second point, as Mr. Stewthorpe said, it doesn't make a difference. It literally doesn't make a difference. Some guys are just born a certain way, and to take a cane or a jack to them, it's not going to make any difference to who they are as a person. Just to build more resentment, I suppose. And then, of course, we then had finishing up with simply that it's not effective. It literally isn't effective here, that if anything, it's going to create psychological damage. Does it, their argument was basically to say that it will be good for you. Our argument is that there's other ways to learn, and literally that if anything, it just creates resentment, and also can create a lot of psychological damage. Like the guys in 1968 that were here the other day. One guy was telling me how within a year he had 100 canes, or been belted 100 times. And I think the record for the year was 130. And did it make a difference to him? Not my own. Thanks very much.
Third speaker for the negative team spoke for 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Now, it's time to decide a winner. We're going to be having you guys deciding. So, if you feel like the students won, I want you to make some noise. Now, if you feel like the teachers won, make some noise.